The province of Huelva scrolls inland from the Atlantic, covering terrain scorched by heat and soaked by coastal marshes. This is the sunniest region of Spain, but the soil also benefits from having been at the bottom of the sea millions of years ago. Its abiding sand-like texture is riven by surface waters that are now relatively low in salt content. For the growers at Alamo Farm on the edge of the Doñana National Park, these conditions mean one thing above all else: the absolute best strawberries. And for Andres Morales Villar and family, that particular fruit has been the story of their lives. Their company, Surexport, now grows other berries in other countries, including Morocco, Portugal, Mexico, Peru, and soon India and China. But the family business began with the strawberries that brought Andres' fruit farming parents to Huelva in the first place. He grew up around them, and when he finished school, helped to found and build a small shipping operation that has long since become a leading international name in the industry. Today, Andres is CEO, and no less passionate about the original and ongoing mission.
Since the very beginning of the company, we were focused on improving the offer that we had for our customers. We started working very closely with companies that were breeding new genetics, and that's part of the ADN of the company, trying to find best varieties for the customers while better growing techniques and better quality at the end. We are very focused on finding new genetics, new varieties of all the berries that can delight the consumers.
It's a dynamic business, and berries are a bigger deal than they used to be in terms of the market. But for such a major player, Surexport still has a grower's soul, as commercial manager Carmen Perez Andrade puts it.
We have this mindset of doing everything very artisan. From the very beginning, our plan was always to give our customers something different and trying to accommodate ourselves to what the customers were asking for. And genetics and new varieties was the key.
In this respect, one specific variety of strawberry has become a favourite of consumers all over the world, and not least of Spinneys customers in Dubai. Aptly named Inspire, it's the product of a successful breeding program that took years to come to literal fruition.
Normally, in any breeding program, the average time when you start and you do a crossing to actually get a commercial variety is around 10 years. So you need to start choosing those who have a better behavior, then grow more plants and see them in different conditions and see them for longer, until eventually you decide, okay, this has the right characteristics to become a variety. And that's when you start multiplying more plants and doing trials with growers. So the whole process until you actually get to a final conclusion where, hey, this variety actually performs well in all the aspects, in the farming, in the cold chain, so the shelf life, and also the consumer perception, it can take up to 10 years.
The results can be spectacular, however, as happened with Inspire.
Inspire is a variety that we chose from one breeding program a few years ago. It's a variety that has a fantastic flavor, a good shelf life, and good size and color. And mainly one of the most important things is that it's quite stable. So the quality is good throughout the season. It's not only good at a specific window, but also as well as the beginning as at the end.
In recent years, the conventionally grown berries have also been supplemented with organics.
We see that certain customers prefer that kind of fruit, and obviously having that fantastic variety, we decided, okay, if we can do the conventional, let's do the organic. Obviously, growing organic is more difficult because there are limitations in the fertilizers, in the chemicals that you can apply to control pests. But with this variety, we can still go through it and have a good result.
Demand is such that it drives the expansion of the company to other territories, where alternate growing seasons allow for year-round production on the most popular berries. Surexport's domain now ranges from northern Spain and Holland to the depths of Peru. In some areas, the family has purchased farms directly. In others, they work with trusted third-party growers. But in general, the aim is to bring all foreign operations in line with the impressive technical specs on display here in Huelva.
Our factory is with a high level of automatization. We do that for several reasons. One of them is to process the fruit as quickly as possible so that we can decrease the temperature as fast as possible, and that increases the shelf life of the fruit so it can get to the consumers in better condition. The other thing is we need to have flexibility to be able to accommodate to the changes in demand of our different customers. So we can, with that facilities, we can react quickly enough to be able to adapt and give a good service to our customers. Normally, within half an hour of harvesting, the fruit should be already in a refrigerated truck on its way to the pack house. Once it gets to the pack house, it's already decreasing the temperature. We put it in a cold store, so the temperature of the strawberries starts going down, so that we stop the degradation process that the fruit could suffer. And normally, within 2-3 hours, it's processed and packed in the final packaging and put into the fast cooling tunnels, where we decrease the temperature to almost 0 degrees, and then we load them that same evening.
On a visit to the farm in mid-February, Spinneys produce commercial manager Neil Gibson watches all this happen in real time. Midwinter to early spring is peak strawberry growing season on this site, explains Neil.
So the perfect season for your Spanish strawberry is earlier in the year, so January through to say April, May. This time of year, we're now in February, this time of year the days are shorter and the strawberries take a little bit longer to ripen up, which means a characteristic of this time of the year is the larger fruit. So we're seeing a large berry, where the sugars have built up gradually over maybe 30 days, and that really adds to the eating quality.
Like many consumers, he's a particular fan of the Inspire variety.
It's one of our favourite varieties because it's got a superb finish. It looks just so beautiful. It travels really well. It's got just the right level of sweetness, and I think the texture is just perfect for strawberry. Not too crunchy, not too soft.
The berries now being picked behind him. Big, bright, heart-shaped points of red against the deep blue Spanish sky will soon be packed onto Spinneys pallets, then quickly processed, labelled and flown to Dubai this evening. For those customers at the end of the supply chain awaiting the freshest possible fruit, Neil has words of assurance.
And they'll be on a flight to Dubai this evening, and they'll be in stores by tomorrow night.